See you, TMG.
What was the bun saying in the mind? It was saying that the bun's got this new podcast with JJ Reddick.
I was surprised at that, but it's good.
I was surprised that the bun would actually have a podcast where he's speaking and stuff. It's quite weird because you were expecting to be quite distant from talking about the game in like most stuff. But he was saying that it's the IQ. He doesn't believe. He was saying that basically they lost in the past due to IQ. And is IQ innate or is it learned?
You can learn it.
You think you can learn IQ? You think someone that doesn't have it, you can teach them how to handle situations on the fly?
Is that what IQ is? IQ is just intelligence.
No, IQ is there. IQ is intelligence. You're saying, but for a sport, basketball, football, any sport, do you think that IQ is learned or innate? You don't think you have it already inside you to do?
Some guys are more naturals, yeah, but it depends what you class as natural. I mean, for me, I would say my football IQ is high, but I've been studying, looking into football since I was.
But it was innate. It was always in you.
You talk about the passion and desire to learn.
The desire to learn.
Yeah, it was always there. Some guys don't have that desire to learn. Yes, but you can also teach them. Like, they can become students of the game.
Do you think if you teach someone these situations and the IQ, when it comes down to pressure moments where you have to make split decisions, I mean, they've been taught. They don't have the innate ability to make.
They've got a practical course. We're growing pains, but you grow out of it. I mean, there's a lot of guys that weren't necessarily students of the game, but they, like, for example, someone like Danny Alves, you wouldn't, if you read his story.
Yeah, why are we reading about Danny Alves, man?
I don't know, but if he apparently didn't like watch film and stuff, wasn't interested in football like that. But IQ wise, he was up there.
But that's might be innate. He had that sporting intelligence. He had that understanding of where he needed to be when he played the game. If he didn't have the talent, he wouldn't have been a footballer.
Yeah, but he made
sometimes. There's a level of talent and IQ as well.
Your talent can override the gaps in IQ, just like IQ can override the gaps in talent. It's true, they go hand in hand.
But at the highest level, everyone's got talent.
Yes, some guys have more than others, but yeah, it's true.
And it's the IQ. It's those little moments. There's moments where you think faster. The split-second decisions.
Preparation, the scans, that sort of stuff.
If you learn it, I think if you learn the IQ, you're always thinking. So you can't make the split decisions. Because in your head, you're thinking, okay, if this happens, I need to do this. But when you see something different, or a little tweak to that, then you don't know how to make the counter-reactive move.
It's true. When new data comes in, for sure. Interesting. What's it called? What's the question you asked? Is IQ innate or learned?
Yeah.
Let me write this down. This might even be the new title.
I think it's a bit of both. But then some people are naturally talented. You know when you went to school and there was guys that just they heard it the first time and that was it. It was in their head.
Yeah, that's why. It's a little bit of both. Some people get it naturally. Some people can gain it. And some people also have got like the natural talent, but they actually have the ability to now
to harness that talent
and to take on information, and translate it to different things.
That's true.
So
it's a bit of both, yeah. It's a bit of both. But I would say this, when you play football, I'm sure you see things on the pitch where it's like the manager's instructed this person to do this when he gets the ball or do these things. But you can see that, he's instructed you to do that, but there's another way. There's a better way to do it when you get the ball. There's a better way. There's more angles that are opening up. So you don't always have to follow the instruction because the instruction might be just to that guy because he's not shown the ability to think on the fly.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm sure when you play with the kids, no insult to the kids, there's some guys you have to give different instructions than to other players.
Yeah, I mean, even today, I had to speak to one of the dads for one of the boys. I said, these guys couldn't push him today. They were so good enough. I mean, I had a few boys missing today who would push that guy. But I was doing the session, I'm just doing some technical passing and movement drills. So these guys, like, he's passing and touches with consistency. These guys can't do it like him. And I just had to give them more information and go through stuff and tell them off a bit more.
Wait, that's because he sees the game He sees the game differently.
He does. I mean, he just plays at a high level. He plays at like Kent County level.
But then is that because?
And he's been playing, even though he's not signed, he plays for the best teams in grassroots, so Kent, and he plays for the best school. Where they've have literally like only 4 unsigned boys, which one of them he is. And like I said, I've also been saying to my colleagues that Will and that, He plays for the best grassroots team in South Kent, and he plays for the Kent County. So he's literally bang on an academy player. He could play for certain academies, to be fair, like Cat Threes and stuff, like your Wimbledons and maybe your Gillinghams and stuff like that.
But then for him, if he sees the game differently, is that when he goes up a level again, will he still be able to stand out?
Not to how much he stand up to that today, no.
But there's some people that, if they're harnessing the environments they continue to get better. They might be limited by what the scenarios they're in.
With time, he could. I think he's a quick learner, and he works hard. He's, the thing that's holding him back is size. Especially
Will develop over age.
Yeah, but I mean, his dad's not that tall. His dad's only a tiny bit taller than me. So, and England care about size too much over here, which is.
But it will change.
Yeah, hopefully. But it changed briefly and he's come back again. So, just looking for.
I've been having that. When I was speaking, they were saying that they're trying to get, but it's all about what's the most relevant. It's all about who the key players are, the most relevant players are in the sport.
Well, the most relevant player flipping for the last decade. Obviously, Tunis, you had both.
It changed.
No, to be fair, you had two. You had someone like Ronaldo and someone like Messi.
Yeah.
And obviously, most people kind of gave up.
But then also they were looking for central midfielders when Spain were winning the World Cup.
Yeah, when Spain had a little flurry, and Xavi Iniesta and stuff, and all those guys, and Busquets, blah, 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 there was a brief period in England where we looked for that. And that's why, in my opinion, the likes of Foden and Maddison and those sort of guys came up.
Yeah.
But we've gone away from that. And, I've said before, as much as I love Jude, I think Jude's going to have a detriment to some technical players they're going to miss out. Because they're going to look for the next Jude, which is physical, dominating. Also has technique, don't get me twisted, but they're going to look for the profile first, physical profile first.
But that's because of Pep and Klopp. Because Pep and Klopp have basically made the game. Pep, Klopp and Arteta have basically made the game based on the manager's instructions and the manager's style of play. So they're trying to implement a type of play.
It's true.
And then they've coached out that ingenuity. Only a few players on the pitch have the ingenuity. Most of the players have to follow a physical profile where you run up and down the pitch, you cover ground. You have the basic. We teach you the technical aspect of the game, but you have the basic raw ability to do all the other things.
I mean, yeah, you make great points. I mean, look at Pep and Arteta's back line, basically 4 centre backs. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you had Zinchenko before, but now you got Kiwan. Basically, 6 foot tall centre backs, DM big, midfielders. Well, when we play Kai Havertz, there, he's big as well. Mm-hmm. There's only space for like 1 or 2 smaller technical players, which would be for Arsenal, Odegaard, Martinelli. Saka's never that small. Mm-hmm. That's it, really. If you want to include Zinchenko in the first starting up, then yeah, fair enough. Where City, Foden, Alvarez, that's it.
That's it, basically.
No.
Most of the guys are 6 foot. They're a big team. People don't understand how like a taller team they are. Even Liverpool, they don't really have that. They're in a central midfield position. They have some smaller guys.
From McAllister, I'm not sure how tall Endo is, but he's like 5'10".
Yeah, they're quite small in there, but they are energetic. They cover ground in their midfield.
I'm not Foden, Robertson, but yeah.
Yeah, and aside from that, McAllister's probably the most technical out of those guys, where he can actually pass and move.
Yeah, I wish Arsenal bought him to play. But it's what it is.
So you think, but even in basketball, you see the impact of that. KD impacted the game so much in this respect, I don't remember people talk about it, but why do you think you have now 7 foot guys that can handle and shoot? They saw a player like KD handle and shoot the ball the way that he did, and it had an impact on people. It's the evolution, but you didn't get 7 foot guys that could shoot. It's kind of a bit of KD, a bit of Steph. Steph changed the game where everyone needs to shoot threes now because the game's expanded. Yeah. So that's why you got 7 foot guys that used to just be dunkers or just be big. If you're not skilled, you can't play the game.
Speaking of the game evolution, we done with the 90s, the phase, the craze that's been taking over social media. Crazy. Because I remember, I think it was it the Sunday just gone? I believe it was. It came to my attention on my agenda chat. And they're trying to get on to me saying about how they disrespecting Jordan's era. I was like, what's going on here? Then I finally caught on to it. I was like, this is what people are hyping on about. Like,
they're just showing MJ clips.
Well, you're just showing like low lights without context. I think you guys are better than this. Like, okay, they showed about potentially Jordan couldn't shoot.
Yeah, said Jordan didn't have a left hand.
It was that. I said Jordan couldn't shoot. I'm like, people guarding like it was Westbrook. I'm like, yes, this is when Jordan came into the league, or his early years, where he couldn't shoot properly in his early years.
So some of them were in the 90s.
Yes, the early 90s, he still was learning to shoot properly. Then obviously when he got, like, especially after by his second three-peat, Jordan was an elite shooter, especially for the mid-range.
He wasn't a 3-point shooter.
3-point shooter.
He wasn't learning. They didn't play the game the same way.
And people talking about his free.
Yeah.
People talking about he can't shoot threes. I'm like, yeah, it wasn't as needed back then. I thought people knew this. They wasn't really learning that back that much. It wasn't needed. It wasn't focused on. Shooting threes was kind of frowned upon. I'm thinking, yeah, like Jordan was an incapable shooter. If Jordan's the greatest ever. If Jordan played in this era, he'll learn to shoot threes and he'll be very capable. I mean, in my opinion, if he was forced to shoot threes or in this era, he'd be a better shooter than LeBron because he's overall he's a better shooter than LeBron from the free throw line and from the mid range.
The free throw line is a good indicator of how well you'll be as a shooter. To be fair,
there you go. I mean, you could say obviously Kobe played in the free ball era, but not as much. He played half and half. But I mean,
Kobe was there. He wasn't there for the real evolution.
Not really, but Kobe played when 3-point shooting was more needed than in Jordan's era.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kobe's another guy who's better shooter than LeBron. But Kobe's 3-point.
So?
He is. His 3-point percentage less because he takes.
No, I don't think so.
He is. His 3-point percentage less.
Check his field goal.
No, that's not. I'm talking about shooter, not actually mid range, not at the bucket.
Maybe
LeBron has better field goal percentage because most of LeBron's points at the rim.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a breakdown. I can't remember who I saw it, but if you looked at the distance from like actual mid range area, the percentage, Kobe's is way higher.
Okay. Because Kobe was a bad shot taker.
That's the thing. Kobe like Luka, which is why Luka sometimes, I'm not sure about this season, his percentage is not great. He takes bad shots.
Luka's got a great percentage this
Same Kobe. Kobe took a lot of bad shots. And I'm just going to assume Kobe took a lot of bad threes. But if Kobe was, taking more sensible threes, his percentage would probably be better than LeBron's. And that's not just saying LeBron. I believe LeBron is a better great player than Kobe. I think it's quite obvious, but some people try to debate that.
Yeah, man. I don't want to speak ill of the dead, man, but I shout out to Kobe.
You're speaking ill of the dead, speaking truthful.
I hear you. I think Kobe, obviously, the law of Kobe is greater now because of the way he did it and what he said when he was doing it.
Yeah.
But to be fair, when you actually look at it, Kobe, okay, the first three-peat. When he did the three-peat with Shaq was the dominant player. When he did it the second time, that's when he was the dominant player when he did it. But he was never a great shooter. Really, he alienated a lot of teammates with the way he did it. It was like, oh, you have to win it my way. They could have probably won more. You don't know.
Yeah, he left him and Shaq split up over essentially nonsense.
Yeah.
There you go. Left chips on the table.
And what's happened now is that the microscope that we look at players is a lot different because I guarantee you, if what Kobe did, Kobe's story is different now because of the area that we grew up in. Because Kobe had a scenario, which if it happened now, I don't think people would be talking about him the same way they talk about him now. And if someone like LeBron had that kind of scenario happen, boy, that would be it for him. Because people have been waiting on LeBron's downfall. LeBron had two white girls on his shoulder. No offense to white girls. And guys were on his neck. Did you see that? When Jeannie Buss was there?
Yeah.
See, LeBron can't get away with anything.
It's crazy.
Even if Jordan was in this area and he saw him gambling, he'd be get cooked, man. I don't think he would have been able to handle that. Because he was crying like a baby in his documentary about just media pressure. But LeBron been able to handle that media pressure. I don't know, guys like Jordan would have handled it, but you never know. He would have paid the media.
Maybe it's true, but that we done with the 90s stuff. I feel it was like a futile attempt to try to diminish Jordan and his era in order to propagate and promote and push Mr. LeBron James. But Mr. LeBron James needs to be very careful because it's a case that's building against him.
About him have Balco.
Yep. There's a case that's building against him.
How did you? Where were you hearing this Balco to?
To be honest, I've been aware of this for years.
Yeah, because you told me about this, the ledger.
I've been aware of this for years. And I was thinking, when would they actually release these files?
Who's the guy that you used to listen to? One guy on YouTube.
Still do, man.
Is he still local?
Yeah, it's not on YouTube anymore, but I saw this to him.
He got off YouTube.
He's on Patron.
How did he get off?
Or Patreon.
How did he get off? What? They got onto him?
No, he's just on Patreon.
Oh, he needs to get paid.
Yeah,
I listened to the Dreamers Pro podcast. Good podcast. But they were breaking it down and saying, why is no one in the mainstream media trying to pick this up? It's on the Boko.
Dreamers Pro, I listened to a lot of their clips. I haven't listened to they actually have a full podcast.
He does sometimes like a 30-minute clip. I listened to it. It just came up and it was like, oh yeah, why is no one talking about LeBron on that Boko?
You listen on YouTube or what?
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, Dreamers Pro. I've spoke to that guy a couple times in the comments. He's Nigerian actually.
You spoke to him?
In the comments.
Oh wow.
I went back and forth because he's a big Kobe guy.
Is he cool? Okay.
This is like a couple years ago before he blew up.
Okay. Yeah, he's got kind of numbers now. He took to Marcellus Wiley and that. Like it was we're done with the 90s thing. But it was on your side, kind of.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I've been aware of that, and LeBron needs to be careful because.
But no one in the mainstream media is ever, no one's picking that up in ESPN or Fox.
The guy I listened to, he said that they're gonna eventually do him like, what's called Lance Armstrong. I don't.
Even if so Gil Arenas has touched on it.
Yeah.
But Gil Arenas is not like, he's just a joker.
How did he touch it again?
He said that, they do 6 different types of drug tests now. So how did they not catch him?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it's more likely that what would have happened in Jordan's area when it only did
so
one
he's more on LeBron's side.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember him saying that, yeah. I mean, hey.
Shannon won't touch it.
Of course.
Stephen A won't touch it.
I mean, if I remember the Lance Armstrong story, if I remember correctly, they hid bare things under the carpet for time and then eventually exposed them.
But why would they do that to LeBron? Like, when are they going to do that? When his career's over?
Hey, who knows?
LeBron's got too much goodwill.
Who knows?
Well, why did Kevin Garnett say that, though? That's what started it up again. Said that he's on this Balco. I don't know what the Balco is. Maybe you know more about this?
Well, Fingy's been hinting at it for time. Skip Bayless. When he talks about vibranium and stuff.
Hey, to be fair, if he's doing this on vibranium is not going to make your shot better. It'll just make you last longer.
Hence why he's last longer.
Yeah, man, fair enough.
Longevity is a big part of his GOAT case.
You think longevity is the biggest part?
Well, it is a big part. He's been so good for so long.
21 years.
And that's what's allowed to get the 40K stats.
He's got another 2 years playing at this level.
Guy's going to be 40 end of this year.
Yeah, let's say he plays to 42. So 24 years.
But this potentially the return of the 90s craze could potentially, if he holds weight, be one of the best things, or arguably the best thing that's happened to LeBron's GOAT case.
No, it's not gonna really change.
It could.
Because what's gonna happen is that every era is gonna just look back at another era and say, "Look at this, what happened when you were playing."
The people with sense.
That's what's gonna happen. I can look at 2010s and say, "Oh, look at that! Look what was happening there." They weren't even guarding this guy. They look at Russell Westbrook hitting the side of the back, but look what he was doing.
It's true.
They just keep doing that for every generation.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna make every shot. You're gonna miss everything. So what's gonna happen?
They tried to come out at Michael Jordan. And I know the guys are coming out.
He did hit the side of the backboard though.
Of course he did. I mean, to be fair, the guys from his generation or who observed his generation, they too talk about him like he's untouchable, like he's revered, like he's.
Well, it's all NBA media. The NBA actually wanted Jordan to be their face.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things like. I think it's a bit different to the UK sports where in UK sports you just don't care. We don't care who's on top. We don't put any narrative to make anyone on top. You win on your merits. Like if you're the best, you're the best. Yeah. No one is trying to talk about you in the media more than this. But the NBA actively sought out to have a star and make Jordan the biggest.
Yeah,
they went and take them all around the country. Like it's lucrative. It helps every other franchise if they have one star because people pay. People pay. You distribute the money. And that's why Jordan, they talk about Jordan in this elevated way because Jordan got guys paid. He got the whole league paid. He basically made the game global. And this is why guys are getting paid. The same way, like global. The same as LeBron. LeBron has extended this game. He's made himself so notable. Talk about LeBron, you get views on ESPN, you get views on Fox. Yeah. Just hear that name, that's it. He's got fans all over the world. Push the game to another level. Trying to find the next person. Although LeBron needs a championship, we'll need probably one more championship. Then we can start. Start
what?
We can start just building more of his case. The 4 rings, same as Steph. Doesn't look too good in the light. Because guys will look back on his era and say, "Oh, why did Steph win 4 in your time?" No, the same with Jordan. Like no one won in Jordan's time, basically. In Jordan's time, they say no one won when Jordan was in the league, to be fair. But people did win when he was in the league.